So what is the difference between a private trust and a regular trust that you would go to a lawyer and get? Most trusts that you would go get from a lawyer, right? If you went down the street or you went on LegalZoom and you got a trust, a law firm is going to set up a living trust. Folks, that is a public trust, okay? It's no different than an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp or even your social security number. Anything created through the legislative process is a product of the USA Corporation, okay? The way the tax system works, there's no law that says that you have to pay taxes. They're trapping you in contracts, and that's the issue. See, when you operate out of a living trust, that is a government-created entity. All that is designed to do is avoid probate, but you're still passing ownership of your assets down to your heirs, right? Meaning when you die, even though you conveyed the assets into the living trust, you still own those assets. They still belong to you and they're in your trust. So if you were to get a lawsuit, people can penetrate a government trust, right? Because you're still the owner of the assets. That is a problem. When you have a private trust that has its own EIN number and its literal own identity with a spendthrift provision that separates the assets from the trustee and the beneficiary, meaning lawsuits and judgments cannot penetrate the assets that are in a spendthrift trust because of the provision. It protects the assets. So having a private trust puts you in a whole different league than having a living trust. A living trust really doesn't do jack shit. It's kind of a false sense of security because all it's going to do is help avoid probate. But again, you own the assets. See, what you want to do is you want to have a private trust where you can sell all the assets that you currently own in your name or in a business to this trust where it's now separate from you. And now when you die, you appoint your children or your heirs, the new trustee. They go down, get added on the bank account. No assets have to change hands because the trust owns them. The trust will outlive you and your kids and your grandkids. That's why the trust is going to own everything. You are going to control everything. Sound familiar? Nelson Rockefeller said, own nothing, control everything. Listen, you need to study trusts. You can also run a business out of the trust that we provide where you can legally defer all your business income. Powerful stuff. Download all my books at liveiws.com. Love you all.